Olympians, Coach Laura and Coach Ari here, and we've got a fun activity in store for you. Today's story was all about friends and how our friends are always with us and we can count on them. So for today's art, we're going to make some art that reminds us about how interconnected friends are, and we're going to do that with our Olympic rings. So for today's activity, you're going to need the following supplies: your painting canvas, 5 cardboard tubes. If you're using a toilet paper tube, you can cut them in half if you don't have quite enough, but you do definitely want at least 5 different ones. And then you're going to also need your paint. And the paint colors that you'll need today are black, red, yellow, green, and blue. We put ours in some paint trays that we had. If you don't have any paint trays, you can also put it inside a bowl or another shallow container. Okay, so once you've got the supplies gathered, this is pretty straightforward. So you're going to just go ahead and take your paints and arrange them in front of you. And then you'll pick one of your tubes for each of the colors. And you really do want to try to have 1 tube per color. That way it makes sure that you don't mix your colors together or else it'll get kind of muddy. So the next part's really simple. You can just go ahead and get started, and you're going to just make rings with your tubes. So Ari, pick whatever color you want to start with. Do you want to start with black?
I'm going to start with yellow.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put that paint on here. You want to have like a decent amount of paint, not too much or so much that it's drippy. And then you're going to just push firmly. And if your rings start to maybe wear off, then you can just go back and get some more paint. So as you can see, I'm going to just give you a quick preview here. We've started to go ahead and do the black and the yellow, and you can see like we chose to overlap some of those rings. And so we're going to continue to kind of do that as we move through the colors. Do you want red?
I want to do blue.
Okay. Okay, and we're going to just go ahead and keep doing that and keep applying the colors. I'll let Ari keep working on that. Okay, so Ari continued to paint her canvas, and as you can see, we have lots and lots of overlapping rings. So you can do a lot of rings or little rings, but we really like them to overlap. And then Ari, do you have any tips to share with your friends in Vacation Bible School for this art activity?
Whenever you get the paint, make sure you don't get too much paint because then it dabs a lot. Like you can see on my green, it really dabbed a lot.
And then we'll just be really careful because this is still drying. So when you're all done, you're probably going to want to let it sit for a little bit in a nice, dry, safe spot. The other thing that we notice is that the yellow paint tends to mix the most with the other colors. So if it starts to get a little bit messy or too mixed, you can just wipe off the tube on a clean paper towel or something else to make sure that your paints don't get too mixed. But we really hope you enjoy this activity. And remember, right, just like the Olympic rings, our friends are always with us and they always overlap and interlock to help support us.